My name is Caleb Burley, and which one burns better, Leviticus or Luke?
I'm Cordell Hutchison, and I can guess anyone's teenage Hot Topic purchase.
I'm Sammi, and I swear to high I'm not God.
And this is Junk House. Hey, welcome to Junk House, you junkies. That's what our fan base is.
Yeah, we got a lot of junkies out there, and that's appropriate.
Got a lot of junkies.
Because it's the weed episode.
Yeah, so it's 420.
Tomorrow, yeah.
As we're recording. I don't think this will come out tomorrow, though.
Yeah, it's the 420. It's the 420 episode.
It's the 420
it's fun.
episode.
I guess we got to set up some stakes. So Cordell has a quest on this episode. Either Caleb or we flipped a coin. We used the old Google flip a coin, and one of us is very high right now.
Extremely high.
Is stoned as fuck, and Cordell doesn't know. So by the end of the episode, there will be a point where I will ask Cordell which one he thinks is high. Was the high one all along? But with that,
a little bit of stakes for me on my end, too, to give you context for why this matters. I have never done the pot or really any recreational drug. So I've not even really been around it either. So I'm guessing. I know nothing here.
Cordell in his past has called himself a square.
Yes, I have.
Yep.
I kind of stand by it too.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
I don't need you to pity me though. I could be a square. We're good. Let's just
listen to Huey Lewis in the news. It's hip to be square.
Huey Lewis smoked so much pot, and I can guarantee that.
I guarantee you, Huey Lewis did a lot more than pot, Cordell.
Exactly. So like he was on the hard stuff. He was on that good stuff. He wanted a new drug.
Let me.
So it would take him back in time.
Let me just look up Huey Lewis. There's a specific album cover of his that when you look at it, you just see it and you're just like, oh, that man did a rail of coke 5 seconds ago. Like,
yeah.
Good.
I'm going to give you guys this album cover and you're going to actually think it's insane, as I do. So if you guys look at our text channel, you can't look at that album cover, which for the listeners at home, it's Sports. By Huey Lewis and the News.
Okay.
He had to, I don't have any proof of this. He had to have done like a rail of coke and then said, yep, start recording.
He looks like a Muppet that is about to do the Kermit. Like he looks like Kermit right before he goes, yay!
Yay!
Oh my gosh, he does.
Okay. So I guess to be on drug theme for me, what do you casually, colloquially refer to pot as? What do you call it the most so I don't sound like such a square?
I normally call it weed.
Just weed? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I thought we had to use some more slang.
If I'm having fun, you can call it the ganj, you can call it dope, you can call it grass, you can call it whatever you want.
Also, this actually just launches in perfectly to the first funny story that I have brought for you guys today, because that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about funny weed stories that have happened to me or just like the best weed stories I can think of, and we're going to riff on them. Cordell and I, the years at Harding, had a health class together, and I don't know if Cordell remembers this.
I forgot we did until you mentioned it a couple weeks back, and I was like, you did sit like right next to me, didn't you?
Yep.
We were along the wall. Were you in front of me or behind me?
I was behind you.
Yeah, we were like right next to each other in that class.
And like, this was before we lived together. So we were like sitting next to each other and like becoming friends, along with like outside of class, we were becoming friends. So there was one day where this health teacher at our college was just like teaching us about the dangers of marijuana. And he started to list off nicknames for marijuana. And I, in the true stoner idiot that I am, started listing off other nicknames with him.
Yeah, like this is a gin ed, so like nobody talks in this class. They listen to the lecture and they move on, and Caleb just like, yep, and this one, and this one, this dude who has never participated in class before that moment, with a glazed over look in his eyes, like, yeah, there's more, man, you missed it.
You kind of missed some of the good ones.
Oh my!
You never called the flippery nickel? Come on, man.
Come on, man.
You gotta be on the nickel.
I think at one point he said, and some people call it ganja. And I said, no, nobody does anymore. Like, that was my only response. Just, no, I don't think they do.
Yeah, and I remember whenever I was in the, because I was an RA in school, and there was, during part of our RA training, they passed around a box of, what's the word called when it's like bad stuff that you're not supposed to have and it's probably going to get confiscated?
Paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia. Yeah. They passed around this box of like contraband and paraphernalia, and it was one of the first times I'd ever seen any kind of drug in person. And it was this public safety officer handing me this little
budget?
Box. You know,
if they have coke
they didn't have coke in
what's
there.
Their
they didn't
coke
have coke
budget?
in there.
Okay,
didn't have
but
coke
they had
in there.
like a bud of weed.
Yeah, they had a bud in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think they'd confiscated it at one point, I assume.
Bruce McCarty's bought weed. Spread it.
We can't name it. Can't name him.
What I wouldn't give to be able to smoke that dank Harding weed.
Oh my gosh. The
other interactions was I definitely found weed in multiple students' rooms before.
Was it like, sticky?
No, it was like, it was weird because I, as a man, I have no context for a lot of this stuff. So I was like, I kept smelling it. I knew what it smelled like at that point. I was like walking down the hall and I'd be like, I know there's weed around here. But also like one door down, you'd smell strong brownie scent. And I'm like, someone's definitely covering it up here.
Geniuses.
And I ended up getting into one of the rooms and I was like doing the checks, like I do room checks and health and safety stuff. So I was going through a room and there was a towel rolled up, pushed up against the door, and like an empty Gatorade bottle with like pieces of the weed down in it. Particulates. And then there was just like a part of a bud sitting out on a desk. And I was like, huh. Well, and that's my story. That's about as weedy as I get.
That's it.
That also, actually ties in perfectly to our first little quiz of Ask Cordell how to make stuff.
Little quiz.
Cordell. I am going to be so bad.
Cordell, in how to make stuff, I want you to explain to me, if you can even tell me how it works, I will give you this point. Okay?
Okay.
How do you make a gravity bong? Also known as a G-bong by some people.
Or a G.
Can I Google it to look at it?
No.
Or
Sammy, can you find a picture of a gravity bong?
Can I see a picture of a gravity bong? Because I don't even know if that's going to...
I can show you a like professional grade gravity bong.
Yeah, show me a professional grade grav bong.
While Cordell...
A grav bow, as they call it in the community.
Bow. As Cordell looks at this and analyzes it, I will tell a very short story of the only time I've ever felt intimidated by a weed smoker was watching one of my friends I made a 5-gallon gravity bong at one point. So like big. And I watched my friend do a whole rip off of one. And I was intimidated, confused, and that's it. Just.
And afraid.
What on earth am I looking at?
I think at this point, if you can just tell us how you use that to smoke,
we'll give you the point.
We'll give you, yeah.
So it looks like there's, oh man. there looks to be a nozzle on this one, but I think that's actually to hold it better. Here's my guess.
Okay.
Here's
I will say, okay, how about I'm
going to be so embarrassed.
I need to add an addition that will probably change things for you. In these pictures, there is no water, but water is an integral part. There is normally water involved with this.
So here's gonna be my guess.
Okay.
And I think this uses physics here, because stoners are clever. Okay, yikes. What does it do? So it looks a little bit like a Pythagorean cup. You ever heard of those?
Yeah.
Where if you pour too much, it hits a fluid chamber and then needs to spill
empties
out.
the whole cup. It empties the entire cup.
Okay.
So, what if I think you like put the particulates or the buds or the ground up weed. You put it in that nozzle looking funnel thing.
The bowl.
Get it down in there. A bowl.
Okay.
And it's in there. And then you just pour water in the cup part. And as it and then I think you light something somewhere and it makes the water it builds up pressure and the vacuum pulls steam and water in. And then it the weight of the water plus the vacuum aerosolizes, and then you breathe it in and get real good and high.
You're honestly relatively close.
Yeah, I would say if I was grading how close you were, I would put it at at 80% on close.
It doesn't gather steam.
I thought the steam was a bit of a stretch personally.
So when you were right that you put the water in the cup, then you light the weed on the bowl and lift the bottle. So then the water goes down and creates a pressure difference. So air is pulled in through the burning weed and it gathers smoke that is caused by gravity. You pull it down just to where the water line is about to pop out the bottom of the bottle. And then you pull off the bowl entirely, put your mouth around it or close to it and push down. And then the water that once pulled the smoke in now reverses and pushes it back out.
So you basically you make an air cannon of this smoke and launch it into your mouth.
Yes.
Basically, yeah, with water. With water.
So so instead of steam, but you do light something. It's the process of the physics of the water pulling in the air and then launching it back out. Which is, again, what baffles me time and time again. People have this misconception that stoners are no thought burnouts. They're incredibly intelligent at getting high.
Yeah.
Physics, bitch.
Yeah, the whole Breaking Bad thing. They're way more scientifically minded than I say they. I'm just those people.
Those people, those high
stoners
people.
Are clever.
Yeah.
Stoners are clever. That is some high grade science stuff that someone figured out because they wanted to get
baked.
Higher.
Yep.
Yeah. I will. The highest.
I'm proud of that, I will say.
The highest I've ever been was probably off of a gravity bong.
It makes sense.
It makes it wildly potent.
Yeah.
Can you smoke weed in your butt? You can butt chug, you can put alcohol up your butt, you could soak that tampon, put it up there. Can you smoke weed up your butt?
No.
Are you sure?
Question mark? I'm not 100% sure. I think you could take a weed, what are they called?
Suppository.
You could get really high off of a weed suppository.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to smoke weed out your ass. You don't want to blow smoke up your ass.
I don't know why you want to put alcohol up there either, but people do.
Yeah.
I'm not here to judge. I'm just curious
I think
about
at
the
least
mechanics.
that's a liquid though.
Yeah. Liquid up butt makes sense.
I don't think you have the
up
air
butt.
force. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could make an edible. I'm sure you can make a weed suppository, like Sammy said.
I'm sure you could, like a
plug it up there.
THC suppository.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my contribution.
Anyway, Cordell, what if I told you that I've seen your bookshelf before and you at least have 2,000 sheets of paper that are ripe for joint rolling?
Oh, is it?
That makes sense because it's the Bible, isn't it?
It is the Bible. So the way that I learned about this was through another funny story.
Please be church camp. Please be church camp. Please be church camp.
No, it's
Dang
this
it.
celebrity, and I'm trying to space on his name. He's like notoriously Scottish, Billy Connolly. If you guys know who Billy Connolly is.
I'm about to know.
He played Uncle Monty in the series of Unfortunate Events movie. He's just notorious for having a wildly Scottish voice. Could you play like a sound clip of him?
His wife didn't know half the stuff I was texting about, but we smoked the Bible once.
But yeah, Billy Connolly once spoke about the fact that he once went into a town, bought an ounce of weed for himself for the next 2 days, which an ounce of weed is a lot of weed.
Okay, it seemed like not very much weed.
An ounce is a lot. So
Yeah.
Well, we'll explain it like this, right? So weed is dried like flower, right? Like leaves.
Plant.
So like a gram is like a normal joint is gonna have 1 gram in it.
How many grams are in an ounce?
An ounce is 28.
Oh, that's a lot of weed.
Yeah.
Oh,
So for
also,
him to
I think
say-
it's
yeah.
important to say I have worked at multiple dispensaries. That's my cred. So I at least had to learn the ounce jank for everybody that came in was like, I want an ounce. I want an ounce. Give me a zip.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got her. I'm a cop. I've been a cop this whole time.
Oh, God damn it.
You're all under arrest for
Anyway.
being bad doobie brothers with one of you's a sister.
Having a bad day. Okay, sorry.
Anyway, Billy Connolly once talked about the fact that he bought an ounce of weed in a town to smoke for the next few days by himself without buying papers. He didn't have a pipe on him and he had nothing. The only thing he had in this hotel room
Was
the
Bible
complimentary
in the drawer.
Bible that they left in the drawer. And that
Was
became
it on
his weed.
Conan?
Yes, he did talk about it on Conan.
Okay.
Um,
Then we'll actually
and-
play a little bit right now.
I said, you wouldn't happen to have a Bible, would you? He says, yes, I've got a Bible. I said, you want it? I said, I just want a couple of pages.
But yeah, that's how I first learned about the fact that Bible paper works as joint paper. Have I ever
mean, it
tried
makes
it?
sense.
Conan.
No.
I love this.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. That paper is like small, kind of brittle. Like I feel
Yeah.
like it burns just right.
Yeah. I think
Real
so.
light. If you get that, like the ones that have the golden like tint on the
Yeah.
Oh,
end,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of fancy, you know?
There you go.
My mother would kill me if she heard this episode.
Exact. See,
Which
we're
She doesn't know
alienating
this
my
podcast
parents too.
exists,
What we need-
so.
What we need to get out of here, and so I don't say it every single episode. I come from a very conservative upbringing, and I think it's best if I just never mention this show to my mom.
Fair enough. I'll just tell your brother about it.
Oh yeah, Cody would dig this.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah. Also, just brief because I feel like we've been on my segment for a bit. I once almost killed one of all of our friends because I bought 2 cookies that were supposed to be just edibles with weed and figure out that the dealer mixed them up and they were mixed with other things, made us all hallucinate a lot to the point where I thought that Bob and Larry from VeggieTales fame were trying to kill me. And I was laying in my bed and I just saw them floating towards me and like their teeth, they started to grow like sharp teeth and like bloodshot eyes. It was absolutely terrifying.
That is, yeah. Oh my God.
It was terrifying, and I was just laying in my bed, and then at that same moment, I was like, I can't feel the bed. I'm just floating. So I thought I was floating while I was in the phone with someone that Cordell and I know, but Sammy doesn't, who had also had half of a cookie, and just sitting there being like, don't freak out. Stop. breathe, 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 over and over for like an hour. And she eventually went to the ER because she did not feel well. Yeah, bad times.
Next drug question, a la Cordy.
Okay.
Is it true that if you do a hallucinogenic drug, it can randomly give you flashbacks to being drugged again later?
I've never experienced that. I have heard of people online experiencing that, but
If you have a mental disorder where hallucinations are part of it, even mild, then doing the drugs can intensify them going forward. Yes.
Okay, but if you like have no prior history, you're probably not.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Cool.
Yeah, you're fine.
Again, I'm a cop. You're under arrest.
You are wearing blue today.
It's just going to get funnier every time I tell you I was a secret cop.
Yeah, that's how comedy works. But yeah, that's so I almost killed one of our friends.
Good. Caleb, be honest. Here's my second question. How many times when we lived together freshman year, how often were you high and I never knew?
We lived together for second semester.
Yeah, we lived together for a semester there. How much were you high and I just never picked up on it? You and our sweet mate, because I know you guys were high together.
This was spring 2017.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would have also spring would have been this time. No, never mind. I was going to say I would have moved to Colorado, but I didn't move until that October.
Yeah.
So I was going to say I would have been high too.
I want to say at least once a week, maybe twice a week.
Am I oblivious or are you good at being high sneakily?
It depends.
Okay.
I guess it depends on this episode too.
Yeah, I know, because quick update. I'm leaning Sammi, but Sammi always seems a little high. And so does Caleb. They both always seem a little bit high. So I'm having a tough time here even beginning to pinpoint.
Anyway, Cordell, do you know what hotboxing means real quick? Because this next story involves hotboxing.
Yeah, it's where you get in an enclosed space with not a ton of like physical space for the air to go. And you get a good smoke going that fills the space to get you higher.
Yes. My senior year of high school, a friend and I, after a choir concert, hotboxed her truck.
Okay.
Like, insanely.
That's an enclosed space.
Classic.
Yeah. We both got very, very, very high. And then...
Interesting.
I took a drink of water and it's going down the wrong pipe.
Sure you did. Is this
anyway.
But this is a red herring. Maybe I'm high.
There have already been red herrings in this podcast.
I'm so upset. I'm so
So
upset.
then, my friend, after we hotboxed her car and we got very high, dropped me off at my parents' house. And my parents, I knew they would be home in like 45 minutes to an hour. So I knew like, okay, I have time to at least feel normal again and like get myself composed. So I turned on my favorite show, which is still one of my favorite shows, Futurama. And what's the episode that comes on? That's right, it's the dog episode. If you've watched Futurama, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Jurassic Bark?
Jurassic Bark.
No.
So I sit there and I'm like, oh man, this is a really good episode because it doesn't get sad until the very end. So it's like 5 minutes into the episode and I hear my mom's car and I'm still extremely stoned. And this is maybe the third time I've ever been stoned. So I don't know how to compose myself. So I pause the show and I go and open the door because I knew that she had leftovers from a barbecue cookout type thing that she was coming back with. And there were a ton. So I'm sitting there and I'm helping my mom unload food. And then I'm like, Mom, I'm kind of hungry. Do you mind if I eat some of this? And she's like, yeah. And I get a plate and I serve it out, put it on the plate. And I sit down next to my brother who's now on the couch. And I started to eat a plate of barbecue and green beans and other stuff with my bare hands because I did not grab a fork. And then I hit play on the dog episode and I'm continuing to eat with my bare hands and my brother is growing more and more suspicious. And then it gets to the end of Jurassic Bark, which is notoriously sad.
Yeah, very sad.
And I begin to cry while still eating with my bare hands,
Oh, no.
sitting next to my brother. And my little brother just looks over at me and just kind of like awkwardly pats me on the back and says, "You okay?" And I said, "Yeah," and just went into my room and continued to cry.
Did your mom find out?
Oh, I'm my mom has never confirmed whether she knew I was absolutely high out of my mind when that was happening. I feel like she's got a pretty good suspicion that I was high.
That's fair.
But yeah, that's my good old fun time stories of being high with
Story
weed.
bits. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I can guess anybody's teenage Hot Topic purchases.
How?
Like, I can look at somebody and I can just know pretty accurately what kind of stuff you bought at Hot Topic when you were a teenager.
What did I buy at
Yeah.
Hot Topic?
What did Caleb buy?
Caleb bought a lot of graphic tees. And also, a wallet or two. That's my submission for Caleb.
Okay, I will not reveal whether you are right or wrong.
And then Sammy was big on lanyards. I could feel it. Sammy got like fandom lanyards and a couple small bobbleheads. Those are my guesses.
Who reveals first?
I guess I will.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to buy at Hot Topic, but I never did because I was scared to go in the store.
But I was right.
Yeah, you were right. That's what I would have bought.
You were wrong for me, though.
Nuh-uh.
Because I never bought from Hot Topic. Also, I really wasn't. I like had a lanyard phase because I got a free one, but I never.
You got
bought
lanyard
one.
energy, though.
I don't know what that means about me.
I think we have to figure out Cordell's Hot Topic purchases from when he was a teen. There had to have been a few graphic tees.
I think maybe some of the anime tees are the superhero.
Yeah, we
tees.
know how much Cordell loves anime. He's really big on the high school host club one.
Interestingly, one, that's not true. I've never seen the high school host club one. But also, I did not start watching anime until like late in high school. And even then, I only saw like Death Note and
Interesting.
Full Metal.
Okay. I mean, both very good.
I got into anime very late, and I'm still not very deep into anime. I just am more into it than I was.
Yeah.
Cordell had a plasma ball.
I wish. You know how neat those were?
I feel like you just have plasma ball energy.
Yeah, they called me the plasma ball in high school.
Jeez.
Every time I make that noise, I've got an idea about who might be.
Well, you know what I have an idea about?
What?
That it's time for another segment.
Oh, no.
Are you danker than a stoner?
I still
Are
think
you a
fifth
good
grader
guy
was
or a
better.
loner? Because are you danker than a stoner?
So, yeah.
Pass that joint and get really high with me.
Smoke it up.
Smoke it up. Just puff, puff, pass,
smoke it
and
up.
play with some grass. Stoners.
All
I was
right.
going to make a very funny joke about are you danker than a stoner? How raging hard is your boner? But now the world will never know.
All right, well, welcome back to what I'm calling Are You Danker Than a Stoner, where we got 20 questions to ask Cordell.
20?
20 questions.
Wow. I can't even count that high.
Cordell gets 3 lifelines. 1, you get to ask a stoner, okay? Remember all of these. You get to ask a stoner. Basically, you get to ask me the answer, and I will tell it to you. We got 2, classic 50-50. We're going to remove 2 of the incorrect answers from the board. And then 3, this was a brainchild of Caleb, and I think it's a great lifeline. So this is Google time. So you get 1 Google search but you can't use any words that are in the question.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready to see
I
if you are
guess.
Danker? Then, well, and also we are not going to be telling you the answers until the
Yeah.
end.
There's also
I
the
thought it was like
secret-
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where you just lose and don't have to answer any more questions.
We wanted to continue. I'm assuming you will get some wrong, and we wanted to. Content is king, so we wanted to keep going.
Okay.
And you can always have me as a lifeline, but I just smoke it. I don't know much about it. So,
Yeah. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready to begin?
Ready as I'll ever be. Let's get dank.
Question number one. Ba-da-doom. Which of these is not slang? Not slang for marijuana. Okay.
Okay.
A, pot. B, weed. D, bongo. All right, that was C. I said D. C, bongo. D, dope.
It's C, bongo.
Correct.
Ba-ba-bum.
I already told you the answer, and I said I wasn't going to. Oh, great. Red herrings, though. Okay, number 2. This is the primary active ingredient in pot. A, THC. B, LMAO. C, PCP. Or D, CUM.
Is it LMFAO, the 2000s band that released party rock anthem, Sorry for Party Rocking, and then saw their way off Earth as they should?
That is the active
They were
ingredient.
incredible. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's cum.
Is that your final answer?
No. I'm between THC and PCP, but I'm pretty sure PCP is a different branch of drugs. So I'm going to say A, THC. I think is what you said.
All right. Yes. That is
what you said.
That is what I said. That is what I said. Okay, Cordell. Number 3, weed is a psychoactive drug that comes from this plant. A, rosemary. B, mint. C, cannabis. Or D, aloe vera.
C, cannabis. Are they all gonna be this like?
They get
As
harder.
a person who's taken this quiz, they get harder.
Okay.
We're only in the first 4. We're literally on question 4. They do get harder.
Cool.
Curveballs are a thing. Number 4. Curveballs? Never mind. Softballs. What is the name
Curve
of
my
the
balls, am I right?
Question number 4. What is the name of the second most prevalent ingredient in dope? A, TBD. B, CBD. C, FML. Or D, LOL.
I'm pretty sure it's still cum, but I'm gonna go with CBD, whichever letter that was.
That was B. Correct.
Ah!
That was the B.
Man,
I shouldn't be telling you that you get correct on the first 5. It's not like they're literally the easiest.
Be honest, have I gotten any wrong though? I was a little.
No, so far you
Sweet.
have not. I will not be telling you after question 5 though, because that's when they get a little spicy. That's when they start getting spiced up.
Spicy.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. Question 5. True or false? Colorado was the first state to legalize medical herb.
True.
All right. Okay. All right. What gives you the inkling it's true?
Well, Colorado's the big one everyone thinks about.
That's
And
fair.
the other one that crossed my mind was like maybe Nevada, but Colorado seems like it was the big deal back in high school, so I'm pretty sure.
Definitely, yeah. Okay. Number 6. We're on to number 6. Which of the following U.S. presidents grew hemp? A, George Washington. B, Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln Pooh.
C, George Bush.
George Bush did 9/11.
Or D, Donald J. Trump.
Fuck him.
Donald Trump did 9/11. I would say
True, though.
George Washington grew hemp.
All right. Okay.
I'm actually pretty certain I know that. I have been to Mount Vernon. I
I've
was a
never
very
been. I've heard
small
it's great.
child who did not pay attention ever on those boring tours, but I'm pretty sure I saw hemp there.
Yeah, you're like, ha ha ha, that's weed. Ha ha ha.
I know, I didn't know what it was. I was like, that rope looks odd.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, rope.
Hemp rope.
Hemp rope. It's
Let's
like a
move on.
nerd's rope, but weed.
That would sell very well.
Oh,
It
no,
does have
those are a
happened
thing.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are a thing.
I don't know. Why would I know?
Well, you will in the future because it's great. And we're going to get you high one of these days. Okay.
If
number
anyone can
7.
get me high, it's you two.
That means so much. Oh my God, I'm going to cry.
Heck
Number
yeah.
7. This Cali rapper has been said to have a salaried blunt roller on his payroll. A. Ice Cube.
Ice Cube?
B. Kendrick Lamar. C.
Yo, damn.
Doja Cat, the Queen.
She brought back the Mexican pizza. It comes back on the 19th. That's today.
Whoa,
Doja Cat.
dang.
Baller.
No, wait. Next month's 19th.
D.
Oh, dang.
Snoop Dogg.
D. Snoop Dogg.
double G.
Or Snoop Lion, as he was once known. The artist
For
formerly
a
known
little
as
bit,
Snoop
for
Lion.
a short amount of time, yes. Have you seen any of Snoop Dogg's like memes recently? Like he just has
No.
he makes all these little videos and they're so dumb. Like there's one where it's literally just him crying. And then at the very end he goes, "Nah, just kidding."
I love Snoop Dogg.
It's
We
so
don't
good.
deserve Snoop.
We really don't. Number 8. Okay, let's see if you know this fun fact about weed. It is basically impossible to overdose on weed. To even be able to possibly overdose, the general consensus says you have to smoke this many pounds of cannabis within a 15-minute process. A. 500. B. 1,000.
1,000.
C. 1,500. Or
1,500
D.
is
What we got?
1,500 is the sum of the two previous answers.
And D. 2,000.
That's
Pounds?
That's like
Pounds.
C and A combined.
In 15 minutes?
In
Yep.
a 15-minute period.
It's this one I really What question are we on?
This is number 8.
I'm gonna 50-50 it.
50-50.
Put it up.
Okay. 2 incorrect answers. 500 is incorrect, and 2,000 is incorrect.
I
So
knew
it's
it. I knew
between
it.
10 and 1,500.
I am
Which
going
one is he
to
gonna
guess
choose?
that 1,500 pounds.
Okay. Just kind of going with the gut.
It just 1,000 just doesn't feel like the right number.
I get that.
Understandable. Okay.
Emotionally, I don't buy it.
Yeah. Okay. We like that. Number 9. The first ever arrest for devil's lettuce, possession, and intent to sell in the USA was in this city. A. New York City. The Big Apple.
The Big Apple.
B. Denver. The Big Weed Bud.
The Mile High City.
C. Los Angeles. The place of the angels.
The City of Angels.
And D. Chicago. Hey, we got a deep dish.
Hey, come flick our bean.
I cannot deal with you two right now. I'm pretty sure you're both high and just mocking me here. So I am going to say New York.
New York?
Because I really have no way of knowing. And I don't want to drag this out.
Remember, I'm always a free lifeline.
I don't think you're going to know this answer.
All right. Number 10.
Wait, a free lifeline? Or do you use one of my lifelines?
Does not use up a lifeline, but
I have a separate amount of lifelines that you don't know yet, and it just ends when I don't know the answer and I refuse to participate.
Caleb also took this quiz, and I will say I think got a 70%, 60%.
That feels right for Caleb.
Yeah,
Caleb got
I
a
don't remember
passing
any of
grade.
the answers.
Yeah. But number 10, true or false?
True or false?
Bob Marley was buried with ganja in his casket.
That feels true.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Bob Marley. It just kind of feels.
Bob Marley, right? It
Yeah.
feels true.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
that makes it the perfect trick question. False.
Red herrings are a thing, I said earlier in the episode today.
Yeah, so
Red
false.
herrings exist.
Boom.
Wait, you are choosing false?
I'm choosing false. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a monkey
Interesting.
wrench in
Okay,
your
okay,
mind games,
okay.
stony baloney.
Okay. Dang. Okay. Well, number 11.
Calling her Stony Balloon.
Is that really your final answer?
Yeah, false.
Okay.
This test is meaningless. I'm gonna get weird.
Yeah.
Get weird.
It's not meaningless. It's for the content.
Yeah, the content's gonna have more fun if I get weird.
Okay. Fair.
Get weird with it, Cordell.
Number 11. We're on number 11. This South American country was the first country to fully legalize chronic. A. Uruguay. B. Peru. C. Chile. Or D. Brazil.
What's chronic?
Chronic is another nickname for weed.
I've been
Okay.
trying to use different slang terms for weed every question.
Well, chronic just sounded like a really intense version, and I got spooked.
Yeah.
I need the chronic.
Chronic.
Now.
Okay, but which country? Do you need me to reread them?
Yeah.
Okay. A. Uruguay. B. Peru. C. Chile. Or D.
Chile.
Brazil.
Brazil.
Okay. Number 12. Researchers have discovered that eating this produces some of the same reactions in the brain as sticky icky. A. Chocolate. B.
Yummy chocolate.
Caleb hasn't had enough to
I
contribute
know.
for too long. He's getting dangerous.
B. Oranges.
Oranges.
C. Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Or D. Tomatoes. And yeah, feel free to talk as much as you want. I know this is a lot of me talking segment.
I'm gonna just say, I'm going to make chocolate my answer because if that's true, that is a much easier way to get me to do drugs. I love chocolate.
I mean, some say chocolate is a drug. So that's your final answer?
Yeah, sure. Why not chocolate,
Okay,
baby?
Okay. Well, we're on to number 13. Maybe my
13.
favorite question. I'm gonna speak for Caleb and say probably his too.
Probably.
According to David Marinis's biography on him, Barack Obama was a member of a group of his high school friends called This, where they would smoke grass and play basketball. A. Pot Boys.
Pot boys.
B. Choom Gang.
June gang.
C. Toker Takers. Or
Toker taker.
D. Weed Smokers.
Weed smokers.
Tune Gang sounds really fun. B.
B.
It's gotta be
Choom
B,
Gang.
right?
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Choom Gang. It just sounds.
It's my
fun.
favorite sounding
It
one.
just sounds
so, like,
fun.
Just
Toker
sounds like a
Takers.
fun time.
Toker Takers is probably my second favorite.
Yeah, it's a
of
decent
these
one.
answers.
I'm not opposed to
I
Toker
just
Take.
like
That was my
weed
next guess.
smokers.
It does. Weed
It's
Smokers
just
is
really
good
on the
too.
nose.
It's really on the nose. It's just like, where are you going to hang out with young
Oh,
Barack Obama? I'm going to go hang out with the weed smokers.
Yeah. Well,
That's just my generic president impression, not Obama specifically.
Obama. What's his last name? Number 14. Which U.S. state was the first to ban cannabis? A. Texas. B. Wyoming. C. California. Or D. Washington.
I'm going to say Texas because that is a whole bunch of squares right there.
Texas. Yeah, it's
There's
big
a
square.
reason they do square dancing.
Yep, because they hate pot.
They hate it.
Got him.
They hate the pot.
They hate that pot.
All right, number 15. We're on to number 15. Another true or false.
Do it.
True or false. The first ever online sale was a bag of grass.
That feels so... You know what? I should have saved the 50-50 for a true or false question.
Fair.
I am going to say true because I want to believe in that world.
Okay. Yeah. Very, very understandable. Me too.
That's a more magical
honestly,
world.
It's a great world if that's the first one. I don't know why I'm doing this voice. Number 16.
Bill Clinton, is that you?
It was. He's not here anymore. Number 16. Rastafarians are legally allowed to possess giggle smoke in this European country due to it being a sacrament of their religion. A. France. B. Germany. C. Spain. Or D. Italy.
Germany.
All right. Any reasoning?
Yeah, I want to hear this one out. Because this is me making you use the Caleb lifeline. Tell me your reasoning.
Caleb, do you want to know my reasoning? And it it is probably going to reveal my very deep lack of geographical knowledge.
Uh-huh.
I thought Amsterdam, and that feels near Germany.
Cordell.
My next guess was Spain.
Cordell.
Caleb.
Do I know the answer to this? No, I don't remember. However, that doesn't matter because I'm about to tell you my reasoning and why I think it's Italy.
Okay.
What city / sovereign state is in the center of Italy that values religion over everything else?
The Vatican. But
exactly.
Caleb, let me ask you in return.
Yeah.
What city is the most likely to say no, another religious group can't have pot?
You know, you got a point, but
you took this test and don't remember the answers. Why should I trust this?
You got a point. I mean, Amsterdam's closer to Germany than Italy is, I think. So,
final answer.
Final answer, Spain?
Spain? Okay. All right. Beautiful. I loved that. Great use of the Caleb lifeline, by the way.
Was it though?
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 17. According to one USA national survey on drug use, each day, roughly this many Americans try reefer for the first time.
Oh, good for them.
A. 2,000. B. 4,000. C. 6,000. Or D. 8,000.
This statistic, no matter which one the answer is, makes me feel bad because I thought the first time I tried weed was a special day for me. And now I figure out it is with also like at least according to that statistic, no matter which answer it is, it's at least 1,900 other people.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and burst your bubble about birthdays too, Caleb, then.
No. What? Don't tell me anything.
No, wait. What are you talking about?
He wasn't listening.
Do you know how statistically how many people are likely to share your birthday, buddy?
0 other people. I am the center of the universe that day.
Let's call it 7 billion people in this planet.
Mm-hmm.
With 7 billion people, divide that by 366 even. Let's be generous. You share a birthday with anywhere theoretically within the range of 19,125,683 people.
Can I tell you why I think that's actually more? It's more for me and people around the time I was born, specifically.
Why?
Valentine's Day.
Christmas.
Oh, dang, yeah.
Yep, I'm a September birthday.
So there are statistically more likely times, but like just divide 7 billion by 365. There are 20 million people that probably share your birthday, buddy.
Well, how many people share my weed smoking?
Yeah.
Day, Cordell?
What were the numbers again?
2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000. A, B, C, D.
6,000.
Okay. All right. We have now entered the last three questions. These last three questions are the hot box. Welcome to the hot box.
What?
It's getting hot in here. Number 18.
So take off all your clothes.
It is getting so hot. Number 18. In 2008, 789 grams of weed was found in this strange place. A, an abandoned barn. B, an ancient Chinese tomb. C, an Egyptian treasure chamber. Or D, NASA's trash. Cordell is now shirtless, by the way. Cordell
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, accepted the assignment of it being hot in here and took off all of his clothes.
All my visible clothes, at least. You don't get to know the rest. I could have not been wearing underwear this whole time.
True.
And as far as you know, I'm not. I could be naked. So, I am going to guess NASA's trash.
NASA's trash? Okay, D. Well, hot
That's
box.
what. See, I feel like that's the Martian. That's the Martian movie, right? He learns how to grow weed with poop.
Yeah.
On Mars.
Yeah.
And
that
then
is
NASA was like, bro, it's illegal on Earth. And he said it's not illegal in space. So I was smoking it up. And they're like, well, now we got to chuck your ganja in the garbage. And he was like, I'll smoke it out of there too, dog. I was on Mars with poop weed.
He like tried to light a joint in the space station and everyone died. So
yeah, that's the real Martian.
That's the real Martian. The real Martian is the friends we made along the way. Okay, number 19. Wow, cannabis has been around for a long time. The first documented case of its use for its healing properties was in this year. A, 2000 BC. B, 24,000 BC or 2400 BC. C, 2800 BC. Or D, 3000 BC.
And remember, you still have two lifelines that aren't the Caleb lifeline.
Sammy, you're my lifeline for this one.
Okay. It was used in 2800.
That was going to be my guess.
In China.
Wow.
Used as for its healing properties. Yeah. Okay, well, we're on to the
They
last
also
question.
used mercury, so.
Yeah.
And guess what? They were right.
They were right about
Caleb.
weed.
Oh, they're
I've
right.
been drinking mercury every day for like a week now, and I feel horrible.
But you'll feel better when you
dying on the
stop,
inside.
and that's healing.
Yeah.
That's science.
Okay, take me to that last
The
one.
final
Let's go.
question. You could even call it the roach.
Why?
The roach is, well, Caleb, why don't you explain?
When you get to the end of a joint, when it's just the filter and some like burnt ash, that's referred to as a roach.
So we're at the end.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay. The more you know.
The more you know. Number 20, true or false? The last true or false. After Tupac was murdered in 1996, his crew, the Outlaws, mixed his ashes into a joint and smoked it.
Oh. So here's the question. If I use the Google it lifeline, am I allowed to use Tupac's name if I don't use any of the other words? Because how am I supposed to get results for Tupac if I don't?
I will allow
I
it.
would allow the use of Tupac.
Okay. Okay, so they mixed his ashes in. Do I have to tell you what I Google?
Yes.
Yeah, that way we can tell you if it uses the words, you can get a redo.
Was Tupac cremated?
Sure.
Yeah, that's
We'll let you
pretty
Google
good.
that.
Man, he was cremated.
But that's all it tells you.
Well, that's all I'm going to dig into. I want to maintain the spirit of the game.
Yeah.
That feels weird. So and also the Google accidentally saw that it said that they gave it to his mom, but maybe they smoked a little before they gave it to his mom. I'm gonna say false. I don't think they'd be that weird about it. They'd probably just share a blunt in his honor, you know?
All right. Okay, Cordell. Well, that was the quiz. First of all, let's give a round of applause.
Cordell, the weed master.
Cordell is incredible. Incredible. Would you like to know how you did?
Yeah, what's my score? Also, I took my shirt off, but the cabling for my headphone kept it near me, so I'm putting it back on.
Okay. You got 60%. You got 12 out of 20 correct.
Wow. What was I wrong on?
You were wrong on a few different ones. Number 5, true or false, Colorado was the first state to legalize medical herb. That was false. It was actually California.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, easy stuff. The first ever arrest for devil's lettuce possession and intent to sell in the U.S. was in this city. It was actually, ironically, in Denver, not in New York, which was your guess.
Mile High City.
Irony.
Number 10, Bob Marley did have ganja in his casket when he died. He had a bud of ganja.
Yeah, nothing goes right for me when I try to be a wild card.
Yeah. Number 11, this South American country was the first country in the world, I should have added that, to fully legalize weed. It was Uruguay. It was not Brazil.
See, I thought it was Brazil too, because like party down.
This next one proves that I am just sneaky because everyone that has taken the test got this incorrect. But it was which U.S. state was the first to ban cannabis? Ironically, it was California. It was not Texas. Everybody has voted Texas, though.
Well, Texas sucks. If you're a listener from Texas, you know this in your heart. If you listen to this show, you agree with us. Yeah. We know you do.
So you're going to kick yourself for this next one. Because it's the Rastafarian ones.
Was it Germany?
Nope.
Was I right?
It was Italy. It is illegal in Italy to possess marijuana if you're a Rastafarian.
I have gone through part of the educational system with Caleb Burley, and it trained me to really not trust any answer he gives on any kind of test.
I mean, that is fair.
I've never failed the test.
No, but you're so dumb.
Yeah.
All right, next one, you guessed NASA's trash for where they found 789
Was it
grams.
Was it the Chinese tomb?
Ancient Chinese tomb. They found a bunch of weed in there.
Again, wild card does not work well for me.
To be fair, all 4 of those were wild places.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Chinese tomb felt better, but I was like, NASA's trash. Go, go, go.
Yeah, it would have been funny.
It was funny.
But that's a lot of weed.
That's a lot of weed. There would have been an audit or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey NASA, why didn't you smoke all of this weed? Also, do you think what are the odds that someone on the mission that discovered that much weed in a Chinese tomb, someone smoked it, right?
Oh, I guarantee you.
For sure.
Smoke a little bit.
Yeah.
Of it.
Do you think, does weed get more potent with time?
It kind of, it's a leaf, so it kind of like decays. I don't know how long it stays.
Because like, if you're gonna go that way, you know?
Go out hard.
Yeah.
But last question you got wrong. Tupac's crew did add ashes to a joint and smoked it. At least they claim. There have been a few videos that say they did it. They say they did it, but some people are like, they would have to steal it from their mom. And they're like, no, we got some before. So,
well, they also claim Biggie did it, so I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was great. I guess we got one more question, Cordell.
Oh, great.
Which one of us are high?
Who's high?
Who is the high one?
The problem is, neither of you change dramatically when high.
Okay. Fair.
But I've got to guess. Because Caleb's in a giggly kind of space and has been goofing hard. I don't know if Sammy would have had the wherewithal to do that whole test, but also, I guess Caleb, final answer.
Okay. Well, we have a little song to tell you the answer. Well, Mr. Cordell, it's time for you to know which one's high and which one's the bozo. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, it was both of them. Both of them.
I knew it.
Both are high as shit. Oh, it was both of them. Both of them. They both smoked a spliff. Actually, it wasn't a spliff, because a spliff is a mixture between weed and tobacco in the same joint. And I know at least Sammi didn't smoke. Sammi did not smoke a And that was the show, everybody. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys.
What a bunch of liars.
Thank you for listening to Junk House, and thank you to Reverend Horton Heat for letting us use Psycho Billy Freak Out as our theme song.
You two suck.
We'll tell you our socials next time. Love you guys.
Oh, goodness.